Hi Bill here, 223 Nationalities Christmas Soup, food for the soul. 2 days to Christmas. Thank you very much for staying with me this long, and I hope you've enjoyed the little devotions we've had. Some shorter and some longer than others, but I've enjoyed them so much myself. I keep going over my time, I'm sorry. Forgive me. So that's what Christianity is about. It's about forgiveness. But anyway, yeah, I remember no, I won't tell you that story. But anyway, I was at church this morning, and my nephew was giving the sermon or the preaching or the word. The nativity show was great. Little 4-year-old lassie sang Away in a Manger, all 4 verses, unaided, unassisted. It was outstanding. And then there was you get the usual moments of laughter, which when he does something in the nativity, which is it's a moment moments to remember, even if it's somebody picking up the Christ child out the manger and walking around with it or something like that. Just things you never forget. Anyway, on the screen during the sermon, one of the verses that were flashed up on the screen was that one from Matthew 1:23, which says, call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. So I wrote it down just for those that haven't seen it before, and my board rating's still quite good. Call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. And as I'm sitting looking at it, I thought to myself, by a comma makes all the difference in life, doesn't it? Having those little commas, those little breaks that come into our existence, those little stops or pauses for a few moments. I'm going to hold on to that thought, pause. Let me just write that down, pause, just for a second before I forget it. And those little pauses come along, because those little pauses make all the difference. So, for instance, if you move the comma from a piece of paper, if you move the comma from, if you get it the right way up, first of all, if you move the comma from interpreted is God with us, let's take away this comma here, and it suddenly becomes interpreted is God with us. It becomes a question. Just by moving that wee comma, it becomes a question. That little pause holds things up, makes things very definite, very secure, and very direct. And sometimes it's important in life, quite often from time to time, to stop, sit, reflect, and then move on. It takes from the question into the reality of faith, positivity, and certainty. You call his name Emmanuel, God is with us. So God is with us. Okay, let's try this then. God is with us when we're at work at night, in the night shift or in the day shift in our job. Call his name Emmanuel, God is with us in our job. Call his name Emmanuel, God is with us living under foreign rule. So you may be in a country just now that's been affected by foreign rule, because Jesus was born in that country, wasn't he? And then he went to live in another country as a refugee, so moved to Egypt. So, but call his name Emmanuel, God is with us. You might find yourself pregnant. Oh no, God is with us. You might find yourself in a difficult situation. Emmanuel, God is with us. Is God with us? Someone becomes God is with us. What about this one? Just moving house. So, Joseph, Mary, moving house. God is with us. It'll be all right. Moving jobs. Out of job. Out of work. Not a lot of opportunities. God is with us. And I think the phrase, might sound really naive, but listen, God is with us, so it'll make everything all right. Because you can't get anything better than God being with us. It's not the money that makes a difference. It's the personal presence of a living God, not a personal faith as in a mental assent, but the personal presence of the indwelling presence of God. It doesn't matter. You could have had dodgy beginnings. A few of us had dodgy beginnings, I'm sure. Maybe having dodgy employment just now or dodgy jobs, but that doesn't make any difference, because God can still meet you right where you are. And the thing is, people listen to these blogs and they're thinking about what they're hearing, and they're just wondering what's going on, which is a oft-quoted question during this journey. But life is not an easy journey some of the times, you know. For young people, you get pregnant, for people who are out of work, for difficult home life, difficult family life. Things are not always easy. No family is perfect, you know. We're talking about the nativity family being a perfect family, but there's no families that are absolutely in a perfect situation. It's not a perfect situation to be moving house, be out of job, under foreign rule, etc., etc. But God can be with you in all those things. So just getting married. Well, you need God when you just get married, don't you, dear me? As getting married can be like two rivers coming together. You know, masses of spray and backwash and whatever else. You know, as two people empty their two suitcases that they brought to the marriage, the two understandings of life, the two ways of expressing and sharing and doing stuff. And you need God through that period, you know. But just getting married then, God is with us. Christmas is a sign, and a sign that a lot of times we choose to ignore, or a lot of times people reject the Christmas sign, as in it's about Jesus. And that could be for all sorts of reasons. Oh, Scrooge had his reasons, didn't he? He had his heartache and his woes and his bitterness and his bad experience of the past. And so, you know, people reject things for all, the Christmas story for all sorts of reasons. But also, the message to Joseph and to Mary was things like, fear not and don't be afraid. You know, the opportunities to stop, pause, and move forward. God with us. I was just wrote down before the pauses in life, you know, and pauses of life. In life, it's important to pause, you know. Think about the Good Samaritan story. A guy's lying injured by the side of the road. Boom. A priest comes by, doesn't stop, doesn't pause. A Levite comes past, boom, moves on. And then the Samaritan comes by, and it says he stops and went to where he was. And the thing is, stopping allows you to reevaluate, allows you to make decisions. Stopping's an important point. I think maybe that's even what, without being a Sabbatarian or a Sabbath supporter, I think maybe that's what Sunday worship or prayer is about. It gives you a chance to stop for a moment, whether it's on a Sunday or any day of the week. It gives you a chance to stop, engage with your inner world, but more than just engaging with your inner world, it's about looking beyond your inner world and outside of yourself and realising there's somebody bigger than you and I, and he's with us. His name is Emmanuel, Jesus. So anyway, so maybe you're struggling then with things in your life that maybe you feel that hinder the whole feeling of God with us. And maybe you're struggling with unforgiveness. You can't forgive somebody for something they said, something they did, or the way they acted. You know, in the Lord's Prayer, forgive us our debtors as we forgive those, or forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. Or another interpretation, forgive us our sins as we forgive those who have sinned against us or wronged us. And maybe you can't pray that prayer. I can't forgive that person for what they said or what they did or whatever. But just maybe you could start to say, Lord, help me to begin to forgive. Help me to begin to see things differently. So that's a wee stop there, isn't it? Help me to begin. I can't forgive, Lord, but help me to begin to forgive. Right now I'm unable to get past this situation, but help me to begin to get past it. That's a good acknowledgement. There's a little softening of the hardness when you do that. Lord, I struggle with faith, but help me to begin to know you. Help me to begin to realise that you are with us in every situation. There's something as well, you know, when God spoke to Joseph and Mary and the shepherds and whoever else, and fear not, don't be afraid. Yeah, Zechariah, don't be afraid. And all this stuff happened. And then I think when people stop, they find that God was there all the time. You know, he was just there all the time. There's a song, they're waiting patiently there in line. He was there all the time. So today then, call his name Emmanuel. God being interpreted is God is with us. But hey, forget that. And if you put the comma there, is God with us? Ask yourself that question. Is God with us? Is God part of what we're doing? You handed over your future, your plans. Wow, it's exciting when you put it like that. Dare I hand my future and all my plans over to God? Oh, come on now. You know, dare I say, God, get hold of my plans and get hold of my future. Get hold of my job. Get hold of my family. Get hold of my relationships. Get hold of my perceptions, Lord. Get hold of my wrongs. Get hold of my negative attitude. Get hold of my sadness. Get hold of my depression. And maybe you're watching this for the first time. You think, what do I know about sadness and depression? I look like a happy enough bloke. I've been through the valley of the shadow of death. I've walked through that valley 7 times in the last 6 years. 2 of those, one with my wife of 43 years, 9 months, and one with our Abby. She was just 38. So yeah, I know about the pains of life and saying, look, here's my future, God. Here's my life. And Christmas, like the wise men, you know, it says the wise men came seeking him, and wise people still seek the counsel of the Almighty. So this Christmas, it's only 2 days away. Just stop and take a moment and recognise that God is with you. Okay. God bless you. It's good talking with you. 2 days to go. Look forward to the presents. I got 1 or 2 today. People dropped 1 or 2 off. A couple of friends dropped by. Okay. I haven't opened them. Just want to say that right away. I haven't opened a present. Yeah. Maybe I should go and open them now. No. Okay. Hey, talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.